Hi, everybody, and thanks for joining us again for another edition of the Road to Las Vegas. I'm Ted Robinson. Each week, you come right here to WCCSports.com to follow the conference as the men's and women's teams head on their trail to Las Vegas. We'll have interviews with student athletes and coaches. You'll see all the highlights of the games and get caught up on the upcoming week's schedule. On this week's edition, we'll also have a chance to meet a brilliant two-sports star in the conference. That's BYU's Jennifer Hamson. And a behind-the-scenes look as the basketball officials in both the WCC and the Pac-12 went through some special off-season training. All that straight ahead, but let's start off by taking a look at the week past in the WCC. The West Coast Conference Men's Basketball Player of the Week is Rob Jones of St. Mary's. In the Gales' only game last week, Jones scored 31 points and pulled down 12 rebounds as the Gales won at San Diego. The double-double was Jones' 10th of the season, placing him 5th nationally. On the women's side, the Player of the Week is San Diego senior guard Dominique Connors. Connors scored 20 points and added 4 assists as the Toreros handed St. Mary's its first conference loss last week. The popular WCC Live talk show is back with an all-new episode this week. Catch it each Wednesday night leading up to the tournament in Las Vegas, and here are the guests on this week's show. Now you can listen to WCC Live each Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on Blog Talk Radio, or download the podcast to listen on demand anytime. BYU sophomore Jennifer Hamson is the tallest player in the West Coast Conference at 6'7". So that means that from November through March, she delivers key blocks for the Cougars basketball team. But from August until November, she plays a crucial role in the Cougars volleyball team. Here's more now on BYU's two-sport star.
Hamson with her first kill of the second set.
I got introduced to it in like 7th grade, but I didn't really start playing until 9th grade. Both around 9th grade.
Works it inside to Hamson, and Hamson scores and the foul.
I was pretty tall, like all through elementary school. I was like 5'11", 7th grade. And then between 7th grade and 9th grade, I really had a growth spurt. Went from 5'11" to 6'4".
Her junior year, she was playing both sports, and she kind of bloomed late, so it was kind of late recruiting.
The teams recruited me individually at first, and then I expressed that I wanted to play both, and then they caught on, and I was recruited with both.
She had a lot of determination, toughness. Of course, her mother was a great player at BYU, and so you always want to look at that and say, hey, if she has potential. And then, I'm not going to lie to you, 6'7", it doesn't hurt. Looking at that, I learned a long time ago, you can't teach height.
For a last shot, Rivetti misses. Hamson with the rebound, the putback, and scores.
I think she understands the game so well. I've never seen a player that can pick things up as fast as she does.
She's kind of like our safety net on defense. She's always in the help side, so if you ever get caught on defense or someone drives past you or something, you have Jen right there that can stuff it.
When we needed a kill, we found Jen front row and equally as much out of the back row as well. She killed a lot of balls out of the back row, and she killed a lot of those sets that we needed her to take control over and win the point and get us out of some tough situations.
It's amazing what she goes through. As you know, the NCAA, she can only practice so many hours a day in both sports, but to be able to balance her time and to be able to be effective and be able to build relationships with not just the volleyball team, but with our team is very difficult, and you have to be a special young lady for that.
That garnishes a lot of respect from her teammates. They understand that that's a situation that we agreed upon, and they love her for that. And they also understand the wonderful student she is academically. They know her academics, they know how well and how much she excels in the classroom.
She spends her time wisely. She doesn't have time to mess around and get behind. And it's probably a blessing because she has to be really organized in her day. Her day is full.
I don't know, it's just a lot of hard work, I like school and I like to put time into it and I like to learn, and so, just with that, it's not hard to me, so I don't know.
She never seems to get tired. Like travel, she's traveling twice as much as everybody else. But you know, she wanted this, and she wanted this opportunity, and I think she shocked a lot of people that she could do it.
I honestly love it. Like, I can't get enough sometimes, but you know, sometimes it's physically demanding for sure. You know, it's kind of tough, but I don't know, I love it, and so it's just how it is.
Just like the players and the coaches, the basketball officials in the West Coast Conference strive to be the very best they can, both through training and video review before and during the season. The West Coast Conference works in tandem with the Pac-12 and the Big West Conferences to assign and train their game officials. And the Road to Las Vegas had a nice chance to tag along to a special seminar held in Northern California before the season for the officials of all three conferences. It was run by retired NBA referee Ed Rush and sanctioned by the NCAA.
This is our annual training session, and we partner up with the Pac-12 and the Big West, and we lock down for 2 days here at the hotel, and this is probably the best training that any college official is going to get.
There seems to be a trend, which I wholly support, of leagues banding together to pool their resources. The message is we want the same play called the same way from coast to coast.
So it doesn't matter what game they're working, whether it's UCLA SC, Gonzaga Portland, or Long Beach Fullerton, the same group are seeing the game in the same way, so it really adds to the consistency.
A lot of us work in multiple conferences, so that by banding together as a group, that gives us an alliance. So every night we go out, whether it be November, December, January, February, we're consistent every single night.
First and foremost, we're here to learn, here to get better. And I don't care whether you're a one-year rookie or someone who's got 20-plus years experience, you can always sharpen the saw and learn. And every year I've come to this, I've learned and I've progressed as an official.
And it benefits officiating throughout the country. John Adams, the national coordinator of officials, is here. He comes here, he's been here for the last 3 years, I believe, and he believes in what we're doing.
Every opportunity and every chance that our leagues can get to try to improve the officiating quality in their games inures to everybody's benefit. And I think it helps change the public perception of officiating and how good our officials really are.
You know, the perception is we show up to a game and we referee and we do the best that we can, we go home. But there's a lot of background work that we put into this avocation of training, and practice makes perfect.
It's just not what you do on the floor. It's the preparation that you do before and then the evaluation process you do afterwards. But we learned through a session today, it's what you do with the coaching, the teaching, and practice and more practice. And that's what we're doing. So we've been very happy about it.
I think it's imperative to respect the game with the coaches and with the players, that we reciprocate and put that same level of dedication into improving our game. And we're doing things such as these types of training sessions.
We as referees are just a component of the atmosphere, and all we're there is to keep the game fair. And the game is for the kids, and we take that to heart. So every single play, whether emotions are high or emotions are low, we got to be the even keel and make the game fair for the kids.
And I don't think many people across the country know what we're doing or even come close to doing what we're doing. Because of this, I can say in all confidence, we are the best trained officials in the country.
Time now to look ahead on the road to Las Vegas as we check this week's action in the West Coast Conference. One of January's most highly anticipated showdowns takes place Thursday night. 21st ranked Gonzaga travels to St. Mary's. The game can be seen on ESPN2. While on ESPNU, Pepperdine will host LMU. On Saturday, BYU welcomes Santa Clara to Provo in another ESPNU telecast. On the women's side, 2 televised games take place on Thursday night, and San Diego looks to build on its best start in school history with a pair of home games this weekend. Well, that does it for this episode of the Road to Las Vegas. Remember, for all of the latest news, stats, and standings for all things West Coast Conference, this is your spot, WCCSports.com. And this is your spot each Wednesday for an updated edition of the Road to Las Vegas. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Ted Robinson.